This is UV visual biospectrophotometer used for quantification of nucleic acids such as DNA, RNA and proteins. Now we'll switch on the machine. Present at the back side, you can see here. Here we have a power button. When we switch on the machine, we come to this user interface page, and here we have all the options for measurement. Like we have to do photometry, so we have chosen photometry, and we'll go to next folder, and here we have option of double stranded DNA, measurement of double stranded DNA. And this on this page we have set our cuvette measurement. Like we will edit this, and we have this option of various cuvettes of 10 millimeter, 5 millimeter, 2 millimeter and 1 millimeter. This is the size of the cuvette we can use. So for today we are using 10 millimeter cuvette, and all the other factor and the unit we have set is nanogram per microliter, as we prepare our stock in this unit only. This is the factor set, and here absorbance ratio of A260 by 280 and A260 by 230. These two absorption ratios to check the purification of DNA. So we have set all our values. Now we will move towards quantification. We have saved this. Next. So now we will take the blank, which is molecule water. This is the 10 mm Eppendorf cuvette. This is 10 mm Eppendorf, cuvette. And here we take 100 microliter of water as our blank. Now we will lift this lid, and in here you can see it has been written absorbance in this arrow. So we will put our cuvette so that the light radiation can pass from this to this. So we'll close the lid and press blank. So we can see our blank is set at 00. Now we will prepare our dilution for the sample, which is 5 microliter of DNA and 95 microliter of distilled water, and this makes the dilution to 20x. So we will dilute. For measuring DNA, we make 20x dilution. First we have to tap the DNA sample so that it mixes well, and from here we will take 5 microliter of 5 microliter of DNA, and we will put it here in Eppendorf. And now we will put 95 microliter of water to make the final of 100 microliter. We will mix it well. We can mix it well like this in the Eppendorf, or by tapping. Now we have prepared our dilution for the sample, and now we will take the cuvette out and take all the samples which we have put as blank and discard it. Now we'll change our depth. and take the dilution which we have prepared, which is here.
देख लो मैंने लिखा है तुमसे बात करने का.
We will put it in here. The precaution which we have to take here is that in this column from where the light transmits, no air bubble should come. Now we will wipe the surfaces from where the light is will transmit, and here you can see these are the frosted surfaces. So from here we can handle the cuvette, and on these surfaces we should not touch our fingers so that no fingerprint can. Now we'll put it in here. We'll close the lid and we'll set the dilution. We will set the dilution now. As I told earlier, here 5 microliter of sample and 95 microliter of diluent is used. So we will press OK, and now we will press sample, and here the absorbance came. As you can see, 526 nanogram per microliter is our quantity of the DNA per microliter, and absorbance ratio 260/280 is 1.9, which is slightly not correct, as the absorbance came 1.9. There is slight contamination in this. We will check the next sample. We have put another sample in the cuvette. Sample 2 we are measuring, and we put this cuvette, close the lid, and now we don't have to change the dilution. We just have to press the sample, and on screen we can get the results. As we can see, this is approximately equal to 1.8, and the DNA per microliter content is 337.3 nanogram, which is a good DNA. And we can with this DNA we can further proceed for other experiments.